Good afternoon, Doctor. The patients are ready for your inspection, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse.
You'll need this, Doctor.
She doesn't even recognize us. A male.
She gave me a long, narrow metal box and a stunning smile. Thanks.
Could you take a look at the client in bed number 3 now? His name is Eric Sopmarsh.
Is this plaster any use
Let's
to you?
ask all of
No,
these
it
again.
Is this plaster?
No.
Why isn't it grayed out?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, I don't.
Why isn't it grayed out?
Do you recognize this red nose?
Oh dear. I don't think he'll be needing that again.
Who?
Monsieur Boissy, the comatose clown.
Do you recognize this red nose?
Oh dear.
Okay, it's the same thing again. I don't know why it's not graying out all of the options that I've already gone through.
Do you recognize this tissue?
No, I don't. It looks like a chronic health risk to me.
Well, I've been carrying it around for days and I'm okay.
Are you though? Like maybe physically. I wonder about your mental health though.
Would you like to shake hands with me?
Well,
No, it's okay. Forget it. Does this tool mean anything to you?
I don't recognize it.
Does this mean anything to you?
The Club Alamut? I've never heard of it.
Do you know Merlin of Gruber Electronics?
No, I don't.
What is this device?
What do you
It's
mean
for
with
taking
this?
the patient's blood pressure, Doctor.
I mean, George, I know you're a himbo. I know that your only good quality is that you're good looking, but how... why didn't...
Does this gem mean anything to you?
It's beautiful, but I've never seen it before.
Do you have any clowns on the ward?
Why, yes, we do. A professional clown.
I'll bet he lightens the place up.
Hardly. Monsieur Boissy has been in a coma for the last 3 months.
What's wrong
Oh.
with Boissy?
He was involved in a very nasty accident. A silly stunt involving a unicycle. His current condition is due to post-traumatic shock. It's unlikely he'll ever perform as a clown again.
It's an ill wind that blows nobody any good. Do you have a patient named Marquet on this ward?
Oui, monsieur. He is in the private room at the end of the ward. He has been placed in strict isolation.
Why is Marquet in quarantine?
If you wish to know more, you'll have to speak to Herr Hagenmeier. All I know is that Marquet's room is strictly out of bounds.
Do you know who paid for Marquet's room?
No, of course I don't.
Preferential treatment like that must cost an arm and a leg.
That's not my concern, monsieur.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Okay then. So, I can't even interact with the other two, so I guess you're the only one, even though he is waving at us.
Hello? Anybody home?
Who are you?
My name is Dr. Stobart, and I'm here to steer you down the rocky road to recovery.
Dr. Monroe said there was no cure for what I've got.
Your problem is you stayed in bed too long.
Are you sure you're a qualified doctor?
You better believe it. Do you know what this is?
It looks like plaster.
So you know, I think he's the first one to have guessed correctly.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, Doctor. Who is it?
A cold-blooded killer.
Just like that. End of conversation.
Do you recognize this red nose?
Doesn't that belong to Boissy?
No. I found it in a sewer.
He's a clown, you know. You wouldn't think so to look at him now, would you?
Oh, is that guy Bossy?
Have you any idea what this is?
No, Doctor. I wouldn't even like to guess.
No way.
Yeah, actually, I did it without thinking, but yeah, for once you had the right thought there.
Do you know what this tool is used for?
I'd rather not, Doctor.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
I'm not really a nightclub man, Doctor.
Have you heard of a guy called Merlin?
No, Doctor.
I'm going to take your blood pressure.
Why?
I'm a doctor. It's my job. Seems fine to me.
You're not doing it right.
Does this gem mean anything to you?
No, Doctor.
What can you tell me about Marquet?
He's the man in the private room, isn't he? That room was mine before I was tossed out like a common squatter.
So I'm assuming you're a posh rich guy?
Do you know what's wrong with Marquet?
They won't even say what's wrong with me. Tell me, Doctor, what's your opinion?
It's too early to say.
But I've been here for 3 months.
What's your impression of Nurse Grendel?
She's a very efficient young woman.
Efficient? You make her sound like a vacuum cleaner.
I've no complaints.
The woman in reception described Nurse Grendel as a monster.
Well, that's simply not true. She's quite strict, but that's her job, isn't it? You've got to have discipline in a place like this.
I'll come back later.
Okay then. So, let me see if I remember. Why are they waving every now and then? I don't know. But let me see if I can remember. I think.
Pardon me, nurse.
Oui, monsieur?
Do you want this,
Device for measuring blood pressure?
Yeah, do you want it back?
No, thank you.
Oh, okay. It doesn't even. But now it's grayed out.
Do you know
No,
Okay, let's
Does this mean anything?
the club.
let's do all of these again because
This is
it's
plastic.
bothering me
No.
that it's not grayed out.
Do you recognize?
No.
Thank
Okay.
you, nurse.
That's
Au revoir,
better.
monsieur.
Now,
Doctor!
right.
What is it?
You haven't taken my blood pressure.
I did.
Seems fine to me.
You're not.
Of course I am.
No, you're not. Dr. Monroe never did it like that.
I can't take a satisfactory reading while you're excited like this. I'll come back later.
Okay. So now can we talk to her?
Pardon me, nurse.
Oui, monsieur?
No.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir.
Oh,
What now?
you did.
Okay, I don't exactly remember. what-
Okay,
Oh wait, I think I do remember. You're doing it
You
wrong.
don't have the first idea what you're doing, do you?
I'll come back when you've recovered your manners.
Okay, I think I remember what to do here. So, if we go back here, I think Dr. Monroe is... Oh, him. What? No. I want to talk to you. Okay. What? Oh. There we go.
Hi, my name's George Stobart.
Yes, sir? Pleased to meet you, sir.
Call me George if you like.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's my name.
My name's Benoit, but everyone calls me Bunny.
Bunny?
That's right. I used to have this cute habit when I was a kid.
Keep it to yourself, Benoit.
Okay, let's do the rounds again.
Do you know what this white powder is?
No, sir?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur. I've never seen him before.
Does this false nose mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
What does this tissue mean to you?
Is that a nasal discharge, sir?
No, it's grease paint. Shake my hand, Benoit.
I don't think that's a good idea, sir.
How come?
Dermatitis.
I don't have dermatitis.
I do.
Oh, okay.
What does this tool suggest to you?
Isn't that used to snap the patient's ribs when exploring the abdomen?
Ooh, no, I hope not.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamet?
No, sir.
Have you ever heard of a guy named Merlin?
No, sir.
Here, take this pressure gauge.
Thank you, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Well, keep it safe until I think of something.
Yep.
Does this gem mean anything to you?
Not me, sir.
Do you know anything about a patient named Marquet?
No, sir, I don't know much about any of the patients.
I've never met a doctor who admits that he's only human.
I'm only a trainee, sir. I'm sure I'll get the hang of things.
Do you know the nurse on Ward J2?
No, monsieur. This is my first day here. I can't wait to get my hands dirty. I was talking about treating my first patient, of course. I didn't mean I'd get my hands dirty with a nurse.
Shut up, Benoit.
Okay, sir.
See you later.
Right.
Okay, so that I completely forgot about him. Now I remember, of course.
Excuse me, sir.
Aha! Just the man. You must be the new boy.
Yeah, I must be.
Well, stop wandering about and make yourself useful. Bernie, come here, boy. This is Benoit, my nephew. Can I trust you to look after him?
Yes, absolutely.
He is fresh out of medical school. It will open his eyes to see a real doctor on the job.
I'll bet.
Show him around. Let him see some real suffering.
Okay, so now that we did that, he should be behind me. Yep.
Hey, Benoit.
Yes, sir?
Do you still have that gauge I gave you?
Ah, yes. What do you want me to do with it?
Use it on Eric Sopmarsh.
Okay.
There we go. And now, hello.
I'm Dr. Stobart.
Bonjour, docteur.
Right, I forgot about you. Like, I remember you, but I forgot that you were here.
Can you think of any sensible use for this plaster?
Sensible? No. Puerile? Yes, but you've probably thought of those already.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, I have never seen him before.
Do you recognize this red nose?
Don't get cute with me.
What does that mean?
What does this tissue suggest to you?
It looks as if it has been used to wipe Satan's bottom.
I hate to say it, but you could be right. Would you like to shake hands?
What for?
As a gesture of goodwill.
On reflection? No.
Okay, fair enough.
What do you think this tool is used for?
Branding mice without bending down.
What? What did he just say? Okay, let's ignore that, I guess.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamet?
No. It sounds Middle Eastern.
It does. Good eye, or good ear.
Are you Thomas Merlin of Gruber Electronics?
No.
Then you won't be needing this. Do you recognize this gem?
Again, just
It isn't
showing it to
an
everybody.
emerald, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
It doesn't look like an emerald. It's not an emerald. Emeralds are green. I think. Aren't they? Hey Google. What colors are emeralds?
According to Wikipedia, hues ranging from yellow-green to blue-green, with the primary hue necessarily being green. Yellow and blue are the normal secondary hues found in emeralds. Only gems that are medium to dark in tone are considered emeralds. Light-toned gems are known instead by the species name green beryl.
Huh. So apparently there are blue emeralds. I mean, emeralds are not blue. There are emeralds with a blue hue, but it looks more like aqua, not blue. That is blue. That is not an emerald.
Have you seen any suspicious characters on the ward?
Yeah, I have.
A gorilla and a weasel?
No, this was a tatty old bear.
How is the bear acting suspiciously?
Well, he was wearing a homburg.
Is that against the law?
No, but it's pretty weird for a bear.
It might be the costume killer.
Have you heard of a guy called Marquet?
He's in quarantine, Doc, right behind this here door.
Marquet is just the man I wanted to see.
I wouldn't go in there if I was you. He has anthrax.
But I'm the doctor.
I have to visit my patient.
Yeah.
What for?
Routine. I have to check he's still breathing.
What if he's not?
I'll sign the certificate and register his bed as vacant.
That's a cold and distant attitude to death.
Well, I've been institutionalized to the point of godlike aloofness.
The white coat suits you.
Thanks.
It does. It really does. I did say that earlier.
Catch you later, officer.
Au revoir, Doc.
Marquet?
Yes, I am Marquet. I've been expecting you.
You have?
Well, what are you waiting for? Get it over with.
I just want to know what I should do with the gem.
The Lahmar gem.
Yeah, right here in my pocket.
I thought you were one of the assassin.
Not me. I never inhaled.
So, you were sent in my place?
Yeah. You could hardly make the trip to Ireland in your condition. What should I do with the gem?
Deliver it to the Grand Master. Quickly tell him that I have found the tripod right here in Paris.
What, you have it?
Not yet, but it's being taken care of. I hired a couple of stooges with a flair for petty crime.
Would that be Flap and Guido by any chance?
Yeah.
You know them as for Gloucester. He has gone off to Syria on a wild goose chase.
They have geese in Syria?
He has a theory about the location of the...
Well,
That's enough excitement for one day, Monsieur Marquet. What are you doing here?
Talking to this patient, of course.
Monsieur Marquet is my patient. If Herr Hagenmeier was to hear that...
Okay, I'm going. I'd learned all I could from Marquet anyhow.
Ah, there you are, sir. I was just coming to look for you. I finished with your pressure gauge.
Thanks, Bunny.
What's that noise? It sounds as if someone's having a cardiac arrest.
It's all right. The doctor's in there with him.
Are you sure he was a doctor?
Oui, monsieur. He showed me his ID. It was Dr. Braille.
There's no Dr. Braille working here.
He's an imposter!
we'd have seen him before, though.
The door's locked. Help me, officer.
Stand back, monsieur.
Where did I see him? I mean, nobody even asked me for my name to check that I was, a doctor working there, but... Sir, I am the new boy.